my screen visible, guys, for you?
Yes.
Okay. So in our previous class, I think so Thursday, we saw about typecasting. So converting from one data type to another data type, then we need to use a typecasting. We saw about typecasting. Now we are going to see about array. So array is nothing but, okay, let's take a simple variable. So where is that copy folder? I have folder where is no data type. Hmm. Okay. So what is happening? This age is my variable name, and then byte is going to be my data type. And then inside this, I'm going to store only one value. What will happen if I try to store more than one value? I'm getting an error. So if you are taking a variable, then we can able to store only one value. If you take a box, sugar box, then inside that sugar box, we can able to store only sugar. We cannot be able to store sugar and salt together on the same box. The same way, inside this variable, we can able to store only one value. Whatever the value of a variable may be, we can able to store only one value. But it will create me some problem. If I need to create or if I need to store the student's mark or something the age of a person, then I need to create a many variable and I need to name each and every variable and I need to store the value. It will make my code somewhat complicated. I need to write some many lines of code. So to avoid this concept, we are creating a new concept called, we are introducing a new concept called array. So array is nothing but we can able to store more than one value in a variable. So if I want to store the marks of a student, then I can use a concept called array. Inside this array, I can able to store the marks of a student like in Tamil, English, science, social, etc. So to denote an array, we need to use a square bracket. So whatever we need to store the value, then we can store this value. But in JavaScript, we can store the value of any data type. Either I can store a string or Boolean value or character or a number, double, float, integer, etc. In a single array, I can store any type of data inside my array in a JavaScript in front end. But coming to back end or coming to Java, we can able to store only the similar data type. Because we are mentioning the type of data here. So as I mentioned the type of data, then if I want to store the mark of a student, then either I need to use a decimal or I need to use a float. If I need to store in a decimal value, then I need to use a float or double. I cannot able to store a string value there. If even if I'm declaring my variable as an integer and I'm trying to store a double, then it is not allowed in Java. So it is to store the multiple values in a single variable with the same data type. The variable data type has to be same. Then only we can able to store the data. And then for array, we need to use a square bracket. Wherever you see the square bracket, then it means it is an array. Not only in Java, even for all languages, a square bracket means it is an array. Okay, so here also we need to mention the data type. If I want to store it as an integer or do I need to store it as an string, according to my need, I need to give a data type. Okay. Okay, now let's see an example like how to create an array. Okay, so in SRC, I'm just going to create a package. My package name is going to be com dot array. And then inside my package, I'm going to create a new class. My class name is going to be array introduction or array one. This is going to be a class one. So array one. I need a main method to start that program. Okay. So now I'm going to store the age of a person. The age of a person can be, we can store in the byte itself, okay, because the age will not exceed more than 128. So let's take it's a byte. Either we can give the square bracket here and then followed by the variable name, or we can give byte age the square bracket. It's our wish. We can use any method. The square bracket followed by the name, or first we can give the variable name and then later also we can give the square bracket. It's our wish. And then to give the value, then we need to use this curly braces. To assign the value, we need to use the curly braces. Inside these curly braces only, I am going to store the age. So the age is going to be 26, 78, 45, 89, or 100. So I'm going to store nearly five, okay, nearly five data in a single variable. So to store the value, I need to use this curly braces. Now, if we want to print the value, then usually we will be printing that variable name, right? Usually we will print that variable name. So here also I am writing my variable name. My variable name is age. So I'm just writing my variable name as age. And then inside, I'm just running my Java program. What is happening? I didn't get my output. I need to get my output as a 26, 78, 45, right? This is the value which is stored in my age variable. But I didn't get that output. Instead, I got some number. So what does this number mean? It means it represents the memory reference. I mean, whenever I'm creating an array by using the square bracket, when I'm creating an array, then what will happen if I print that variable name as such, then it is going to print the memory reference. So whenever you are creating some variable, then a memory will be allocated, a space will be allocated, right? And then it will going to have some reference. The memory is going to have some reference. So here also is going to print the memory reference. I got the memory reference as my answer. But this is not the exact answer I need. I need the value. I need only the value. So to print the value of the array, then what we have to do means we need to change into a string. We need to change into string. Without converting into string, then we will get a memory reference as the answer. Only memory reference, not an exact output. So to change it into an array, sorry, to get an output as an array, then we need to change into string. So to change into string, I need to write arrays. So my capital A, I need to write my first letter as a capital arrays dot to string. So I need to convert into a string. So what is the explanation? Here it is given. It is saying that it will return a string representation of the content of the specified array. Whatever the things present inside the array will be shown here. So the string representation means it is going to contain the list of the array element. It is going to represent the elements which is present inside an array as a list. It which is enclosed in a bracket. So the bracket will be there at the front and it will be at the at the end also. So inside this bracket only we are going to get an output if I use this string method. So what is given? Adjacent characters or I mean adjacent elements are separated by comma. Okay. So this is the meaning for this toString. If I want to get an output, then I need to use a toString method. So to call that, I need to use a dot. So when I'm calling this dot, when I'm typing this dot, then what it means? Yeah, an array can contain many predefined methods. So many predefined methods are present in an array. So to call that method, then I need to use a symbol called a dot. By using that dot, then I can able to access or I can able to use the predefined methods which is present in an array, which is present for an array. We can use that method. So for that, I'm using the symbol called dot. Then I need to convert into string. So I'm just writing it as a string. And then inside this bracket, I need to write my variable name. My variable name is age. Now, whenever I run this, I'm going to get an output, the expected output. So see guys, here the line number 3, this is not written by me. I have not written this line. Whenever I have given an enter to this method, what is happened? This toString method is a predefined method which is present already in a package called java.util.array package. So this is a package. Inside this package only, we have this method toString method. Tostring method is present inside this package. So whenever I need to use that method, by typing that method and pressing the enter, the package will be imported automatically. If I don't import the package, I'm just commenting this. If I'm just commenting this package, then Java will not know what is this toString method, where it is coming from. It don't have any idea. So it is showing me an error. Okay, so to solve that error, I need to import that package. By importing that package, the error went and we can get the desired output. So this is one method of printing the value of array. I mean, we are declaring the variable type and the data type followed by the square bracket and then the variable name, and then later we need to assign the value. So we are going to assign the value by using the curly braces. Guys, am I audible? Are you okay with this? So this is called initialization. There I have done using an integer. I'm just storing the numbers. So I'm using a byte. But in this case, I'm just calling by a string. I'm going to store the names of the car. I'm going to store the names of the car. So I'm going to use a data type as a string and then followed by the square bracket and then my variable name. My variable name is going to be cars equal to assign a value, then I need to use this curly braces. Inside these curly braces, I need to assign the value. As it is string, I need to use a double quote. So this is called array initialization. Array initialization. Okay. So this is one of the method. The second method is okay. Before moving to the second method, uh, your task is just print the names. Just print any names in an array. Just print the names in an array and wait for 2 minutes. I will be back. Okay, have you completed, guys? Have you completed to print the names in an array? If you have completed, just inform me. Have you completed? Am I audible? Guys, can you please respond? Am I audible or not?
Yes, audible.
Okay, have you completed the task which is given by me?
Yeah, give me.
Okay, so this is the one method. First, we need to type the data type and then followed by the square bracket and then our variable name and then our curly braces. Inside that curly braces, I'm going to assign the value. So this is the one method. To print that value, I need to convert into two string method. After converting into a two string method only, I can able to print that value. So this two string method is present inside my java.util.array package. By importing that, I can able to print that value. So this is one method. Here I am done by initialization in the same line. Here initialization is done on the same line. But here I am just declaring the variable, but I am not initializing a variable. So here what is happening? I am just typing my data type and then my variable name followed by array bracket. Either I can use this method or I can follow this method. It's your wish. And then here I'm using a keyword called new. So by using the new keyword, a memory will be allocated, same as an constructor. So a new keyword is allotted, allocate a memory, and then followed by my data type. So my data type is string, and then followed by I need to write the square bracket. So inside this square bracket, I need to write a number. So this number represents the number of value I am going to store. So if I'm going to store two values, two name, then I can give a number as two. Or if I want to go into, so if I'm going to store three names, then I can give it as a three. So according to your wish, you can give the number here itself. Okay, here we are directly initializing on the same line, but here we are just allocating a space that I am going to assign three values to the variable. I'm going to store three values. I'm just allocating a space accordingly. Now I'm going to assign the value for each and everything. So before assigning a value, we need to understand a concept called index. So this index number is nothing but, now see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 digits. I have 5 digits or 5 value in my variable. If I want to print the first number or if I want to print the second number, then I can't print it as such. I need to follow some method. So the method is index number. I need to follow index number. So always the index number for first number is 0. Index number always starts with 0. So if the element is 1 means, or if the value is the first value, then the index number is going to be 0. So here the length is going to be 1. We can call the number of element. Okay, the number of position. And the position of the element is going to be 1. But according to the array, we are going to call it as an index number. So here the index number starts with 0. So for 26, the index number is 0. For 78, the index number is 1. For 45, the index number is 2. For 89, the index number is 3. And then for 100, the index number is going to be 4. But whenever I count the number of elements, I'm getting an answer as 5. So what is happening? This 5 means the length of an array. The length means how many elements I'm going to store in an array. How many elements I'm going to store in an array. So in an array, I'm going to store 5 numbers. I'm going to store 5 values. So the length of array is going to be 5. For my age variable, the length of array is going to be 5 because I'm going to store 5 values. But whenever I'm calculating according to an index number, my index number for last number is 4 because first number always start with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So when we are comparing the length and an index number, our index number will be always one number less than the length. If my length is 10, then my index number is going to be 9. If my length is 5, I mean, if the number of elements I'm going to store is 5, then my total index number is going to be 4. So my index number is one number going to be less than the length of an array. So by using the index number only, I can able to access an array or I can able to print the particular value. If I want to print the particular value of an array, then I need to use a index number. So to print the first value, then I need to call the 0 index. To print the third value, then I need to call 0. I mean, always going to be my 0, 1, 2. So to print the third value, my index is going to be 2. It is going to be the first element and it is going to be the index 1 is going to be the second element. So now I want to print only the number 89. Now I need an output as only 89. I don't want all the number as output. I want only one number as my output. I mean, I need to print only 89. So inside my print statement, what I have to do means I need to call my variable name. My variable name is age. And then this is an array. So as this is an array, whenever we are writing an index number, we need to write the index number inside the square bracket. So inside the square bracket, I am writing an index number as a 3. So what is happening? It is 0, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to print the index value of 3. The index value is 3 means it is going to print the fourth value. So I'm going to get an output as 89. So to print a particular value, to print a particular element, then I can use this index number. Okay. To find the length of an array. So I want to check how many elements are present in an array. So this is a simple array, small array. I can check. I have 5 numbers. So if I am having more than 20 numbers or unknown numbers, so to find the length of an array, then we need to use a concept called length method. The length, to find the length, we can use a concept called length method. So the length method is, first we need to call the variable name. My variable name is age and then dot followed by the length, age dot length. So if I'm going to give this age dot length, then it's going to say how many numbers are present, how many elements or how many values are present in an array. I have only 5 values. So my length of an array is going to be 5. Okay, guys, did you understand this concept? Index number and length of an array.
Yes.
Okay, so if I want to print the number 78, then what I have to do? If I want to print the number 78, then what I
Age
have to
of
do?
age of
Age,
one. One.
age of 1. Okay, okay. Okay, guys, did you understand this? Here, the minus, that is minus symbol applicable. So if I use this minus symbol, here is not showing me an error. See, I am not getting an error in line number 15. But whenever I run this, I am getting an error in my terminal. That what is error? Index minus 1 is out of bound. I mean, it's saying that the number start with 0. 0 is going to be my first index. There is no number present with the minus 1 index. I don't have any number with the minus 1 index. So it is showing me an error. Okay. Okay. So here initialization is done on the same line. But here I'm just defining the length of an array, whether I'm going to store 3 values or I'm going to store 5, or according to my wish, I can give the number here. Now I'm going to print only two numbers or two values. So I'm giving the number as a 2. Now I need to assign the value. I need to assign the value. So here to assign a value, I need to call my variable name. My variable name is location. And then I need to assign the value for my first element. I'm going to store two elements inside my array. So two elements means first element and a second element. So the first element means the length is going to be 1. But according to an array, the index number is going to be 0. So to assign the value for my 0 index, then I need to type 0 inside my array bracket. And then I'm going to assign a value by equal to operator. And then I can say it as a Besant. And then end with semicolon. And then to assign a value for second element, my index number is going to be 1. So location of inside this, I need to type the value 1. So this 1 means the first index. First index means it's going to be the second element. For second element, inside that curly braces, I'm going to type as online. Okay. Now let's check what will happen. Now if I want to print the Besant and online means, let's check what we have to do. I need to get an output like a Besant and online. So inside my print statement, I'm going to call the variable name. My variable name is location. I'm going to call that variable name. I'll comment this. Okay. Now I'm going to run this program. What is happening? Here also I'm getting a same location. I mean, I'm going to get a location or memory reference. I'm not going to get an exact answer. I'm going to get only the memory reference. So I need to change it as a toString method. So to change into a toString method, I need to use arrays dot toString. So inside the toString, I need to call my variable. My variable name is location. And if I run this, I will get Besant and online in a same line in a single array enclosed by this squared bracket. So whatever the data type, maybe whether it's going to be a byte or a string or decimal number, non-decimal number, anything, I need to convert into toString. And then later only I can able to print that value. If I don't convert into toString, then what will happen? It is going to print the memory reference. Okay. So either you can do it in the same line by using the curly braces, or you can do in this method also. Okay. Now this is the thing I have completed. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do like this. Okay. So zero index, first index, and then I'm creating a second index. For second index, I'm going to assign a value like high. Now let's check what is happening. So whenever I assign a value high to the second index, then I'm getting an error. What error? Index 2 out of bound. I mean the error is array index out of bound exception. What is the meaning? Means in line number 17, I am told that I am going to assign only two values. So this 2 means it is not an index number. Here the 2 represents the length of an array of how many values I'm going to store. I'm going to assign. So in line number 17, I told that I'm going to store only two values. So what will happen? Only the space will be allocated for two values. Whenever I'm trying to add the third value, whenever I'm trying to add the third value with index number 2, then it is saying that it is out of bound exception, index out of bound exception. I mean, it is not allowed. You have not told us earlier. In earlier, you have told it to allot space for only two elements, but now you are asking me to print the third element also. You are going to assign a value for third element also. So, which is impossible. So, whenever we are giving the value here, we have to be very careful. We cannot able to change it as per our wish. Okay. We cannot able to change it as per our wish. So, while we are doing the company project, while writing the number, while assigning a value, just be careful whether you need to assign 10 values or 12 values, etc. According to that need only, you are going to assign a value. So after mentioning this, we cannot do that process. This is a simple program, so we can change it as per our wish. But when you are going to work with a company project, be careful, guys. Okay. If we are giving the space for two numbers, then we can able to store only the two numbers or two value in an array. Okay. Now I have changed my value into 3. Then what will happen? In my output, I need to get three value. So I have three value. Like one is going to be my Besant, and then one is going to be my online, and then third is high. I have three values, right? Here also I'm saying that I need a space for three values. Here also I have assigned three values. Then why I'm getting an output as a null for my third element? What could be the reason for this? Why instead of high, I'm getting an output as a null?
The print statement only we have declared the value.
Okay, exactly. So we have declared the value only after print statement. So it will not consider that. Now it will consider that value and it will be included in an array. Okay. So if I want to change the value, for example, instead of high, I'm going to print as a welcome. So I can able to change. The index number is 0. Sorry, 2. The index number is 2 for high. So I'm going to change the value. Instead of high, I'm going to change it as a welcome. And then I'm going to run this statement. Now what will happen? In place of high, welcome will be replaced. So in place of high, welcome will be replaced. And I'm getting an output as Besant, online, and welcome. So if we want, we can replace the value as per our wish. As per our wish, we can able to replace the value based on the index number. So that is possible. So that is called to change an array element. already have a value, and then Volvo, if you want to change the name, then by accessing that index number, I can change the value. So whenever I'm going to print, the value which is given at last will be shown in my output. The previous value will not be shown. I'm going to get only the replaced value. Okay. Now let's check what is the length of an array. Let's check how many elements are present in an array. So to check that, we need to use a length method. So for length method, we need to call our variable name. Our variable name is going to be the location. Location dot length. By calling this length method is going to say how many elements are there. So here 3 elements are there. So that is what it is given in line number 17. Besant, online, and then welcome. Besant, online, and welcome. This is going to be my 3 elements. So this is the length of an array. We can use it for any data type. Okay. So this is a single dimensional array. We are going to have only one array. This is a single dimensional array. So we have a multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array means it's like a row and a column, like a matrix. In matrix, we have concept like rows and columns, right? The same way, we are going to have more than one, more than one array. That is called a multi-dimensional array. So if I want to store the data in tabular form, then I can use this multi-dimensional array. And this is a multi-dimensional array. I need to type 2 square bracket, and then inside this curly braces, sorry, I'm going to store this value. So my I need to write a outside curly braces, and then they are followed by to store the two data. This curly braces is to store the first data. I mean the value for first array, and then this is for the value of a second array. Now let's check for a multi-dimensional array. So I'm going to create a new class in my folder, I mean in my package with a name multi-dimensional. Okay. I need a main method to start it. Okay. Here, integer marks. I need 2 square bracket because this is going to be my multi-dimensional array. So this is my outer bracket to assign a value. So inside my outer bracket, I'm going to assign the value for first array. So for first array, I'm going to store 56, 78, 98, and then comma. I'm going to store the value for second array. The second array is going to have a value like 45, 100, and then 89. Okay. So what is the print statement? To print that statement, we need to call that variable name with both the array. So okay, guys, now check what I have to do if I want to print this particular number 78. Okay, just leave that. If I want to get this value like 56, 78, 98, 45, 100, 89, if I want to get this output, then what I have to do? For single dimension array, we have changed into a toString, and then we are calling that variable name. We are getting an output in a square bracket. For multi-dimensional array, what we have to do? Can you please check in online and guide me that what I have to do now? Now we have to print the value of a multi-dimensional array. I mean, I need to print all the values.
We have to use the deep to string method.
Okay, can you please guide me what I have to do?
Yeah. In the array method, we have the another one special method called deep to string.
Okay,
So first of all, we have to mention the arrays.
okay. Arrays.
So in we have to get a object as deep to string.
Okay. What is that spelling?
DEEP.
Is this right? Arrays dot
No. D for D,
D.
dear. Ah,
Deep.
deep to string.
Okay. So arrays dot deep to string. Okay. And then inside this, I need to pass marks.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, is this the expected output? Yeah, this is the expected output. Thank you, Sabrinathan, for guiding us. Okay. So if I want to print the value in single dimension array, then I can use that array dot toString method. But for multi-dimensional array, then I need to use arrays dot deep toString and then followed by my variable name. So if you want to know what is this deep toString, just move your cursor to that word and then it will give you an explanation. What is that? So what is the meaning? It is saying that if the array contains other array. I mean, if an array is present inside an array, or if you are having more than one array, then we can use this deep to string method. So this method is designed for converting the multi-dimensional array into string. Just giving as an explanation what is an deep to string means. So if you have time, just learn this. Okay. Okay. Now this is to print the whole values. Now, if I want to print only the particular value, like if I want to print only the particular value as 98, then what I have to do? Anyone? Abhinami, you did? Yes. Diana, Hema, Rahul, Shweta. Abhinami is not here. Hema, Rahul, Diana, and then Shweta. You can guide me. Just search in online and tell me what I have to do if I want to print this particular number 98. For single array, I can call the index number directly. And this is a multi-dimensional array. So what I have to do? Search in online. Hmm. Have you find out? found out?
Could you please explain the question once?
Okay. If I want to print only the particular value as 98, then what I have to do in my print statement? If I want to print only the particular value. Okay, I want an answer before 8:54. Only Sabrina is answering me all the time. So I want remaining people like Hema, Diana, Rahul, and Shweta. I want you people to answer. Just search in online. There are many websites. There are many online resources you can search. Guys, have you searched an output? What is? Okay, let me write. Let me write it and check whether it's right or wrong. Okay, I have written something like 0 and 2, but I got an output as 98. Okay. So can you please explain what I have done here? By saying this, can you able to get an idea what I am doing here? Because the things whichever I'm written inside is called an index number. This is what I told you already. If I am writing something inside this square bracket, then here it is called a index number. So first I'm writing my index number as 0. And this is a multi-dimensional array. I'm using two brackets. So first I'm writing it as a 0. And then in second bracket, I'm writing it as a 2. Why I'm doing like this? What this 0 means and what this 2 means? Can anyone please explain me?
We have a parent class, parent array first of all.
Okay.
Inside the parent array, we have the two child arrays. Okay, consider like
Okay.
this. So
Okay.
if I want to access the uh, 78 means, like sorry, 98 means, we have to access our parent first of all. So
Okay.
our parent array variable name is marks. Okay. So now I am
Okay.
accessing the entire array. So in that, first of all, I have to access the inner array.
Okay.
So 98 is present in the 0th position in the parent array.
Okay.
So for that, first I am mentioning the bracket. Inside the bracket, I am mentioning the 0.
Okay.
Afterwards, I am accessing the exact value, which means
Okay.
98, which is present in 0, 1, 2. So in this second index, we have the number as 98. So
Okay.
I was mentioning the inside the bracket as a 2. So this is
Okay.
what we are
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. You are right. Super, Sabrina. Then. Okay. So now let's come into a concept like whenever we are going into a class, then we may have a like our seat number will be like in second row, third column. Like our seat will be in the second row, I mean second bench, and then you will be sitting in the third position or third column. So your seat number will be second row and third seat, third position. So the same way, uh, inside my parent array. So this outer bracket is sitting at the parent array. So inside this parent array, I'm going to have a two child array. So this is going to be my first child array, and this is going to be my second child array. Or we can say it as a, this is going to be my row 1. This is going to be my row 2. So we have to check where this 98 is present. So this 98 is present in row number 1. It is present in row number 1. So the number is 1, but according to the array, we have to consider only the index number. For array, we need to consider only the index number. So the index number for row number 1 is 0. So the row number is 1, the index number is 0. So here this is index number of 0, and then this is index number of 1. This is index number 1. This is index number 0. So 98 is present inside my 0 index. So I have given the 0 index. Okay. Now what will happen? My Java will search only for the 0 index. Okay. So inside the 0 index, I need an exact value 98. So again, it's going to use the index number. Like 56 is going to be 0 index and number 1. And 78 is going to be first index and then number 2. 98 is going to be number 3, which is index number 2. As it is present in the index number 2, I am writing my number index number as a 2. So what will happen? First, it will search for the 0 index. So this is my outer thing. So it will check whether this is my first index. So this is my first element and 0 index. Okay. Then I need to search the value in my 0 index. Okay. It will just concentrate only this value. And then later I have given the number as 2. Then what will happen? It will go into search the value in my 0 index. Here I have given 2. So it will search for 0, 1, 2. And then it's going to print my second index number as a 98. So this is the concept to print the value in a multi-dimensional array. So this is like a row. The 98 is present in the first row and the third column. First row and third column is normal thing, but in array we need to use it as a 0 index and 0th row and second column by index number. Okay, guys. Okay. So this is how we have to print a value in multi-dimensional array. Now we are going to see the predefined methods in Java. Predefined methods in array. So if we want to print the predefined, if I want to access the predefined methods, then I need to follow that dot method. By following that dot method, I can able to follow or I can able to access that predefined methods in an array. Okay. 86. Okay. So first method is sort. So sort is nothing but if I want to arrange the number in an ascending order. So number means ascending order. If it is a string, then I can arrange the names in an ascending order by the alphabet, like Atnans. So A will be the first, and then B will be the next. So according to that, we can able to arrange the value of an array using the sort method, SORT, sort method. So I'm going to have this value, high, decent, and online. So if I want to arrange this in an order, then I'm going to use a sort method. So for that, I need to use arrays dot sort, and then inside this, I'm going to write my variable name. My variable name is location. Why is showing me an error? Whether I need to follow this type or do I need to follow same as a length? So whether I to find the length, I'm just using dot length method directly. But for converting it to a string, I'm using dot to string method. What I have to do to sort that element, I have tried both these, but both these cases I'm getting an error. So what could be the reason? So I can't able to use two sort also. Okay, it's just asking me to write a print, but also I'm getting an error. How to solve this error? How I have to use a sort method?
We want to make one for loop and we want to sort it out.
Okay, can you please guide me? If you have doubts, then you can search online. This is what I will be saying because um we will not know everything. We can use our online resources. Okay. Okay, now can you please guide me, Diana? Okay. Already it is sorted only. So let me change it as mm, okay. Even you see, I don't get an error, but also the element is not sorted.
So line number 26 is correct. So afterwards, we have to make a two-string method to get our output.
Okay. 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 We can write here as a before sorting. So here we can write it as an after sorting. Okay. So I have already a value. I have sent here value, and then I'm just printing this. I will change the value for index number 2 with all, and then inside my print statement, I'm just printing the value as such with the two string. So if I want to print the values in an array, then I need to use a two string method. So I'm using this two string method, and then I'm printing the value of a location. Then what is happening? Before sorting, I'm getting a value as such. As per my assigning value, I'm getting the value as such. But later, I'm using the sort method to arrange in an ascending order. Okay, so according to the alphabets, it will be assigned and value. So here I should not use any print statement. I need to call that method as such. I am just using that arrays dot sort and then followed by my variable name. So arrays dot sort, my variable name is location. And then later to print the values in an array, we need to convert into string. So I am converting into string. Arrays dot to string, the same variable name as location. Now what will happen? The value will be sorted according to the ascending order, and it is going to print me an output. Okay, guys, did you get me? Okay. Let us check what will
Samshya, I
happen.
have one doubt actually.
Yeah,
So if we are using the string, so there is no problem for that. But we are dealing with the integer like numbers means. So we are converting those things to two strings, right?
yeah.
So if the after that we are converting to string, so the data type will be changed to string, right?
No, 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 no. It will not change the data type into string. Here, this two string method means it is just to get the value inside an array bracket. It will not affect my data type.
Oh, okay, okay, got it.
So the string means it is normal string, but here we have a two string. So yeah, just to see what is this two string. It means if I want to get the value of an array, to get the value of an array inside this square bracket, I need to use two string. It will not change the data type. It is a inbuilt method for this two string. It is not a string. It is a two string.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay. Okay. Now let's check what will happen if I have same alphabet. Like I'm just like having as I'm just typing some name according to my wish. I'm typing as Alina. So one name is Alina and one name is All. So both are starting with A. Now what will happen? It will search for first letter. First letter is same. And then search for second letter. Second letter is also same L. Now it will move to the third letter. In third letter, here I, here L. And then it will search for alphabetical order. Which letter will come first? I will come first when I, J, K, L. So the letter I will be come first in alphabetical order. So whenever I run this, Alina will be printed first and then all after Besant. So it will compare each and every letter. If it starts with the same letter, then it will compare the next letter also. And then it will give me an output. If it is a number, then it will just arrange in ascending order, then it will give me an output. So this is a sort method. I think so. This is enough. We will see this binary search equal fill copy of and then copy of range in our tomorrow session. Okay. Before that, I want you guys to sort the number, to arrange the number for byte. Okay. Here I'm just using for a string. I want you to use this sort method for integer. And then is it possible to arrange the number or sort the number in descending order? I'm sorting only in ascending order. So is it possible to sort the number in descending order? If yes, how can we do? If not, why it is not possible to arrange the numbers in to arrange the numbers or to arrange the value in descending order? Why not? Why it is not possible? If it is possible, then how can I do it? So this is the task for you guys. Okay, check whether arranging in descending order is possible or not. If yes, then how can we do it? If not, then tell me the reason why we cannot do it. So this is going to be your first question. And then your second question is just sort the element for integer, for numbers. We have done for string. Now we have to do it for numbers. Okay. And then in a multi-dimensional array, we have used only two array. Try to use three-dimensional array, 3D array. Here we have used only 2D array. So try 3D array also and try to get an output. What is the print statement or what is the logic to print only the exact value or what is the logic to print the whole number in a 3D array? Is this the same? Whether we need to use a deep to string method or do we need to use any other method? So check this for 3D array also. So I have given 3 questions. Don't forget to complete this task. Okay, guys. Okay. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me or we can wind up our session. Okay, don't forget to mark your attendance in group. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.